The classic metaphor for America used to be that of the melting pot. People came from all different countries and cultures and backgrounds and languages, and they would come to America and they would get homogenized and Americanized into one indistinguishable whole. Now there's a different metaphor, and that's the metaphor of the salad bowl. What makes a salad bowl beautiful and tasty is that there are different things that retain their distinctiveness. There are cucumbers and tomatoes and lettuce and onions, and all of them coming together and integrating without losing their distinctiveness really makes for an even more beautiful whole. Why is this relevant? Because in this week's Parshat, we find the story of the Tower of Babel. And it's not clear what their sin was. Were they trying to storm the heavens, as some people understand? And the actual text makes it sound that it's very clear that their sin was they wanted all stay in one place and be one people. Whereas the divine vision was, as the verses before say, they spread out throughout the lands, the people, the children, the children's children, each one with their own culture and their own language. Whereas here it says that they had one language and they said one to the neighbor, let's build a building, and it was one type of message. Everybody was on page, everybody was saying the exact same thing. And God says this is very dangerous because now they can do whatever they want. Now, what does that mean? On the one hand, it might mean that if you have a demagogue at the head of a people that all has one way of thinking, one language, and doesn't tolerate any multiple voices, then it could lead to terrible destruction. Think about Adolf Hitler, Ymach Shemo, and Nazi Germany. But the other thing that I think is at the core of this is that it also leads to a loss of the richness of what the world could be. God wants there to be multiple languages, multiple cultures, multiple practices. It's that way that the world has different, diverse people and diverse ways and talents and diverse visions of what the world could be, all being brought together into some type of a salad bowl, diverse with a real unity. And this is the difference between unity and uniformity. We want unity. We don't want to go to war with other nations. But we don't want uniformity. We want the richness that comes from different cultures, their arts, their sciences, their way of speaking, their way of conceiving the world. And this ultimately is what the divine vision is. So this is, I think, critically important, how we think about the world, how we think about others, our desire to just have homogenous community, whether it's in our shows, whether it's in our friendship circles, and to think about the value that really comes having both your distinct identity, but also coming together with others with their distinct backgrounds, their distinct cultures, so that we can have diversity and unity at the same time. Shabbat Shalom.